Amerks fans, please welcome to the ice Amerks Hall of Famer and legendary broadcaster, Don Stevens.
It has been such an honor hosting this very special event each year. So here we go, one more time. Welcome to the 2026 Rochester Americans Hall of Fame night as we induct two new esteemed members into this exclusive club. 40 years ago, the Amerks Hall of Fame was created to honor the players, coaches, and key contributors who helped shape this storied franchise since its inception in 1956. And tonight, we continue in that tradition as the Hall of Fame welcomes a pair of Calder Cup champions. An individual who spent his entire American Hockey League career as an Amerk and established himself as one of the most prolific scorers in the history of the organization. And another whose tenacity, toughness, and dedication to the organization made him an instant favorite. Our first honoree burst onto the scene during the 83-84 season, taking the American Hockey League by storm on his way to winning the prestigious Dudley Garrett Memorial Award as the league's outstanding rookie. He was also one of only two players in franchise history to record back-to-back 90-point seasons, and the only one to do so in his first 2 seasons with the team. Please direct your attention to the video board overhead for a look back at the Hall of Fame career of Claude Verret.
Claude Verret played his entire AHL career in Rochester, establishing himself as one of the most prolific scorers in franchise history, despite only playing 4 seasons with the Amerks, from 1983 to 1987. In 229 career games with Rochester, Verret produced an astounding 259 points, including back-to-back 90-point season, while also adding 27 points in 31 postseason appearances. A native of Quebec, Verret joined Rochester for the 1983-84 season, winning the Dudley Red Garrett Memorial Award as the league's top-scoring rookie, after recording 90 points in 65 games. Verret also made his NHL debut that year with the Buffalo Sabres, who drafted him in the 8th round, 163rd overall, in the 1982 NHL draft, totaling 7 points over an 11-game stint. The following year was Verret's best with the Amerks, when he led the team with 40 goals, 53 assists, and 93 points as a 21-year-old. The Amerks would miss the playoffs in 1986, despite Verret being nearly a point-per-game player during the regular season. But he would lead the team back to the postseason a year later in 1987, helping Rochester capture its 5th Calder Cup and 2nd in 5 years. After departing Rochester, Verret played out the remainder of his pro career in France and Switzerland before retiring following the 1999-2000 season. Following his passing in March of 2025, he becomes just the 3rd inductee in the 70-year history of the franchise to enter the Hall of Fame posthumously.
Very sadly, we lost Claude way too soon and way too young last March. So here to accept the induction on his behalf is his family. Please welcome Claude's daughter, Amy, son-in-law, Jean-Francois, son, Anthony, daughter-in-law, Allison, grandchildren, Lucas, Mateo, and Jacob. Welcome to Rochester. Here to present the Verret family with the Hall of Fame Crystal on behalf of the Rochester Americans, is fellow Amherst Hall of Famer Jody Gage. Anthony, you're up.
Hello, Rochester. Thanks for having us. English is my second language. Thanks for the applause. It's an honor to be here today to represent my dad, who passed away last March at the age of 61. This ceremony is a beautiful way to close our first year without our dad by being inducted to the Amherst Hall of Fame. First off, we'd like to thank the Rochester American organization, especially Jody Gage and Warren Castle, who stayed in touch with us throughout this entire process, and obviously all of you, the Amherst fans. We obviously weren't born yet when our dad was drafted by the Buffalo Sabres back in 1982, and then had a chance to play here for 4 years between 83 and 87. From the stories he shared with us over the past few years, his time in Rochester was a mix of meeting great people, having the support from the loyal fans, and growing in an atmosphere that helped him getting to the NHL with the Sabres. Coming from far away in Quebec City, Canada, where we speak only in French, arriving here at 19 years old was quite a challenge, but he felt the support right away from the fans, the staff, and all his teammates. I let my sister talk.
Hi. For those who may have known him, Claude was as quiet as he was humble. Growing up, we even had to look up online to learn more about his career. He was also known as a true gentleman on the ice and in life. His greatest memories here in Rochester were being called up by the Sabres in '83 and getting the chance to play alongside his childhood idol, Gilbert Perrault, and of course, winning the Calder Cup here in '87. Dad, we stand here today at the same place where you lifted the cup nearly 40 years ago. You passed on your love of the game of hockey to your three grandsons, Lucas, Matteo, and Jacob, and to so many young kids who looked up to you. We know you're here somewhere up there watching this ceremony. We are so proud of you, and we love you so much. Thank you all. Thank you, Rochester, and have a great evening.
Thank you, Anthony and Amy, and Barrett family know that you're always welcome here in Rochester. Ladies and gentlemen, the 70th member of the Amherst Hall of Fame, Claude Barrett. Our next inductee proudly patrolled the Rochester Blue Line for 6 seasons and across multiple stints with the team. He appeared in 353 games as an Amherst, the 5th most all-time by a defenseman, recording 100 points, but maybe more impressively, through all of that and his true identity, he piled up 852 penalty minutes. That ranks 6th all-time in the franchise history. After leading the Amherst to their 6th and most recent Calder Cup in 1996, he returned for 2 more years and was named an AHL All-Star in his final season. Again, please view overhead to the video board for a look back at the Hall of Fame career of Dean Melanson.
Widely regarded for his physicality and tenacious style of play, Dean Melanson patrolled the Rochester Blue Line for parts of 6 seasons, from 1992 to 1996, and then again from 1997 to 1999. In 353 games as an Amerk, Melanson recorded 100 points on 22 goals and 78 assists while piling up 852 penalty minutes, which ranked 6th all-time in franchise history. His 353 games played also placed him 19th all-time and ranked 5th most by a defenseman. Melanson's contributions were just as impactful in the postseason, guiding the Amerks to 5 playoff appearances in 6 seasons. The rugged defenseman added 21 points, 7 goals, 14 assists, and 74 penalty minutes over 53 career playoff contests, including 6 points during Rochester's unprecedented run to the Calder Cup in 1996. He is perhaps best remembered for delivering the game-changing hit on Richard Zednik in Game 7 against the Portland Pirates that year. Melanson returned for the 1995 campaign, sparked by a remarkable mid-season resurgence for an Amerks team that went from being last in the AHL to finishing 3rd in the Central Division standings before ultimately being crowned league champions. In 1998-99 campaign saw him produce a career-high 27 assists and 34 points to finish 2nd in scoring amongst all Rochester Blue Liners while earning 1999 AHL All-Star honors. His professional career, which included 9 NHL games with Buffalo and Washington, would take him elsewhere around the AHL and IHL before playing his final seasons abroad and officially retiring following the 2007-2008 season.
Unfortunately, Dean couldn't be with us this evening, so here to accept the induction on his behalf is former teammate and fellow Hall of Famer, Martin Biron. And once again, here to present the Hall of Fame Crystal is Jody Gage.
How you doing, Rochester? Woo! It's great to be back here at Blue Cross Arena for this Amerks Hall of Fame ceremony and to be here for my teammate and friend, Dean Melanson. It's an honor to be accepting this on his behalf. When I first joined the Rochester Americans in 1997, I was fortunate to have great leaders, great veterans to show us the way. Guys like Craig Sharon and Scott Metcalf and Dan Frawley and tonight's inductee, Dean Melanson. Dino was only 23 years old when I was here, so he was more a big brother, but we knew that he was guiding us the right way by his leadership on and off the ice. A member of the 96 Calder Cup champion team and a guy that was tough as nail. I would say scary tough even, but he had silky smooth skills and it made him one of the best defensemen in any team that he played with. Going into my second season in 98-99, we were starting to build something really, really cool, but it was because of his leadership and the defensive schemes that we had put together with Dino, Mike Hurlbut, Corey Sarich, Jean-Luc Grandpierre. It was one of my best seasons because there was nobody that wanted to stand in front of the crease when Dean was on the ice. Either they didn't know they were going to get cross-checked out of the way, or they were way too stupid to go back again to get a second serving. I got a chance to talk to Dean yesterday for about 30, 40 minutes, and obviously he wished he was going to be here tonight to accept this, but he's doing fantastic down in North Carolina. He's got a barn, horses, dogs, chickens. He's loving every day, but he sure misses being here with all of you tonight. So for my good friend and teammate Dean Melanson, I appreciate this honor, and I say, let's go boys, go get him tonight.
Thank you, Marty. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The 71st member of the Amherst Hall of Fame, Dean Melanson. And one more time for the class of 2026, we have Claude Lorette, Dean Melanson. Coming up next, Amherst and the Hershey Bears. Enjoy the game.
Great stuff from the